Teaching aptitude. This video is useful for NET, SET, CTET, TET, and other competitive exam preparing aspirants. If you see this video completely, you will be able to answer most of the questions on teaching aptitude. If you want any other help, join our Telegram group. Description is in the Telegram link is in the description. Let's start the topic teaching aptitude. Nature of the teaching activity. Teaching is not about giving information. It is a powerful systematic activity with several important aspects. Here is a clear breakdown of the nature of teaching activity. Social activity, first one, social activity. Teaching always involves interaction between teacher and learner. It takes place in a social setting like a classroom or a community. Second one, teaching is intentional and goal-oriented. Teaching is a planned with a specific objectives such as knowledge, skill, attitude, values. In the next slide, we will see how teaching is helpful in gaining knowledge, skill, attitude, and values. It aims to bring about desired changes in learners' behavior and understanding. Third one, interactive process. Teaching is interactive process. Teaching is not one way. It involves communication, questioning, discussion, and feedback. Learners play an active role with the teacher. Fourth one, developmental in nature. Teaching is developmental in nature. It supports learners' intellectual, emotional, physical, social growth. Focuses on holistic development, not just academics. Teaching is holistic process. Fifth one, dynamic and flexible. Teaching is dynamic and flexible. Teaching method change depending upon students' need, level, and interests. It adapts to new knowledge, technology, and educational philosophies. Teaching is art as well as science. How teaching is a science? Teaching is a systematic based on psychological and pedagogy. Art means it requires creativity, communication skill, and personal touch. Teaching is a continuous process, such as teaching is not a one-time act. It requires regular practice, evaluation, and improvement. Teaching is both formal and informal, such as it happens in schools, formal, and outside in daily life. This is in informal learning. This is informal learning situation. In a school or college, teaching is formal. Outside outside in our daily life, it is informal. Difference between teaching and training. This is important. See, aspects: teaching, training. Nature. Nature of teaching is broad, theoretical, and conceptual. Training means practical, skill based. This is important. Skill based and specific. In which area we want training, that means specific. It is more specific. Training is more specific. Objective: to develop knowledge, understanding, critical thinking, and overall personality. Training means to develop specific skills, efficiency, and ability to perform tasks. And scope of teaching is covers wide areas: academic, subjects, values, attitude, life skills. Scope of training is narrow focus, job skills, technical ability, specific task. Approach: teaching approach is more learner centered, encourages questioning, reasoning, and creativity. Training approach is more performance centered, emphasizes practice, repetition, and accuracy. Duration: teaching duration is long and continuous. Schooling, higher education, and other. Training duration is short term and time bound. In a training, person picks some amount of time, such as workshop, job training, etc. Example: a teacher explains the concept of other concept of any science topic, microscope, etc. Here example is a trainer teaches how to operate a machine, use software, or perform CRP. Next, phases of teaching and corresponding operations. See, this is important for your exam purpose. Phases. First one is pre-active phase. That means planning phase. In other words, planning phase. Before actual classroom teaching. Pre-active phase means before actual classroom teaching. Operations: setting instructional objectives, preparing lesson plan, selecting content and teaching strategies, preparing teaching aids such as charts, PPT, models, etc. Organizing learning environment. Second one, interactive phase. Interactive phase or execution phase. Actual classroom interaction between teacher and students. Operations: motivation of students, presenting subject matter, explaining, illustrating, questioning, guiding, stimulating, and controlling learning activities. These are all comes under interactive phase. Next, post-active phase or evaluation stage. After teaching is completed. Operations: evaluating students' achievement such as tests, quizzes, assignments, assigning teaching effectiveness, giving feedback to students, reflecting and improving lesson plan for future. Next, elements of teaching aptitude. Teaching as a profession. First one, teaching as a profession. Commitment, ethic, responsibility of a teacher. Understanding teaching as both art and science. Learner's characteristic. This is also element of teaching aptitude. How? Understanding learner's psychology, age, background, abilities, interests, catering to individual differences. Third one, methods of teaching, selection of appropriate methods such as lecture method, discussion method, demonstration, project, ICT based. ICT means information and communication technology based, and other many more. Using innovative strategies for effective learning. Fourth one, teaching aids and resources. Use of blackboard, charts, model, ICT tools, multimedia, making learning concrete, simple, and interesting. Communication skills such as clarity, fluency, body language, questioning techniques, active listening and feedback system. These are all comes in communication skill. Evaluation and feedback, continuous assessment of learners using tests, assignments, observations, and feedback to improve teaching learning process. Seventh one, classroom management. These are all elements of teaching. So, how classroom management, creating a positive learning environment, handling discipline, motivating learners, maintaining participation. Eighth one, professional qualities of a teacher or a lecturer. Patience, empathy, creativity, confidence, subject knowledge of a teacher or a lecturer. Adaptability to new methods and technologies. Principles of teaching. Principles of teaching. Principle of aim. Teaching should be directed towards a clear and specific objectives. What we are teaching, that one should be know. Next, every lesson must have a well-defined purpose. Second one, principle of learner-centeredness. This is important. Teaching must be based on the needs, interest, and abilities and prior knowledge of learners. Third one, principle of activity or participation. Learners learn better by doing rather than just listening. Activity-based experiential learning is more effective. Fourth one, principle of motivation. Students should be motivated and inspired to learn. Rewards, encouragement, and curiosity enhance learning. Principle of linking with life. Teaching should be connect classroom knowledge with the real life situations. Learning by living makes knowledge practical. Sixth one, principle of simplicity to complexity. We will see how principle of teaching helps simplicity to complexity in next slides. Start teaching from simple concept to gradually move towards complex ones. Principle of known to unknown. Relate new knowledge with what student already known. Principle of concrete to abstract. Begin with the practical real objects or example before moving to abstract ideas. Principle of individual differences. Every learner is unique. Teaching should be catered to different learning phases, styles, and abilities. Principle of revision and practice, such as regular revision and practice help in retention and mastery. Principle of feedback and evaluation. Continuous feedback ensures improvement and effective learning outcomes. Principle of democratic relationship. Teacher-student relationship should be based on respect, trust, and cooperation. Barriers to classroom communication. What are the barriers in classroom communication? See, first one, physical barrier, such as noise, poor ventilation, uncomfortable sitting, overcrowded classroom, poor visibility of the board, poor audibility of the teacher, linguistic language barrier, psychological barrier, psychological barrier. Fourth one, physiological barrier, such as hearing or vision problem in student, teacher weak voice or poor health. Next, semantic barriers, cultural and social barriers, organizational barrier, teaching technological barriers. Next, main methods of teaching. Lecture method, telling or teaching or explaining. This is lecture method. Teacher centered, mostly oral presentation happens in lecture method. Good for introducing concept, covering large content quickly. Limitation, less student participation here. Second, discussion method. Third one, demonstration method. Project method. Fourth one, project method. Fifth one, heuristic method. Learning by discovery. This means problem solving method. Sixth one, problem solving method. This is also teaching method. Teacher presents a problem, student analyze, think, and find solutions. Playway method, activity based. Next, programmed instruction or computer assisted learning. Learner progress step by step using teaching machine or software based on self-paced learning. 10th one, team teaching. Two or more teachers plan and teach together. Flipped classroom, brainstorming, generating multiple ideas quickly in groups. Enhance creativity and participation. Case study method. This is also a teaching method. Real or imaginary situations are analyzed here. Common in management, law, medicine. Inductive method of teaching. This is also one method. This is important for your exam purpose. Meaning, the inductive method is a way of teaching where learning starts with specific examples or observations and then moves toward general rule, principles, or theories. Specific example to general rule. Inductive method means specific example to general rule. It start with a specific example and go on general rule or principle or theories. It is a part to whole or example to rule. Part to whole or example to rule. Steps in inductive method: provide examples, experiences, means teacher gives specific instances, objects, or problems. Observation and analysis: student observe, compare, and analyze the examples. Derive steps here. Derive general rule or principle. Student arrive at a general conclusion or a principle from the given examples. Next step is verification and application. Apply the principle in new situation to test understanding. Example, in mathematics, teacher gives example 2, 4, 6, 8 and so on. Student observe that all are divisible by 2. They conclude the general rule. Numbers divisible by 2 are called even numbers. This is the general rule for given number. Next, in science, teacher shows that iron, copper, aluminium conduct electricity. Student conclude metals are good conductors of electricity. Next, advantages of inductive method: encourages critical thinking and discovery learning. Inductive method increases student participation and interest. Inductive method, in inductive method, knowledge is more permanent as a student learn by self-discovery. In inductive method, it develops scientific attitude and reasoning. These are all advantages. Next, limitations. First one, time consuming compared to direct teaching. Inductive method is time consuming compared to direct teaching. Next, not suitable for all topics. Example, abstract or very complex concept, it is not useful. Next, it requires skilled teachers or lecturers and active learners. It requires skilled teacher or lecturers and active learners. Next, second one, or other method, deductive method of teaching. This is also important for your exam purpose. Based on this topic, question will be appear in your exams. Meaning, the deductive method is a teaching approach where learning start with a general rule. You start with a general rule or principle or formula and then applies to specific examples or problems. This is opposite of inductive method. Deductive method is, that means it is a whole to part or a rule to example. Steps in deductive method: state the rule or principle. Teacher explain the definition, rule or formula. Explain with examples. Teacher illustrate how the rule applies. Apply to new problem. Students solve exercise or practice using the rule. Verification, check correctness and reinforce understanding. Next example. In mathematics, how deductive method useful? Teacher states the sum of angles in a triangle is 180 degree. Then applies it to example. In a triangle ABC, this is a triangle ABC. If two angles are 50 and 60, then third angle is, this is 50, this is 60. This angle will be 70 degree. Next, in a grammar, how deductive method useful? Teachers start the rule. Adjectives describe nouns. Then give example, red apple, big house. Next, advantages of deductive method. Deductive method saves time and effort of teacher, suitable for large classes, good for teaching rules, formulas, grammar, mathematics, etc. Easy to test and evaluate learning. Next, limitations of deductive method. Students learn by memorization instead of discovery. Here, memorization technique is useful other than discovery. Next, less participation and creativity. Learning may be superficial and mechanical. Next, difference between inductive and deductive methods. See, aspect, inductive method, deductive method. Approach, from specific to general or example to rule. This is general to specific or rule to examples. Direction of learning. In inductive method, concrete to abstract. Here, abstract to concrete. Nature of inductive method is discovery based. Learners derive principles. In deductive method, nature is rule based. Teacher gives principles first. Next, role of teacher. In inductive method, role of teacher is facilitator or guide. Here, role of a teacher is authority, explainer. Role of learners, active, theory observer. They observe, analyze, and generalize. Here, learners are passive, inactive. They apply given rules. Time, more time consuming. In inductive method is more time consuming. Here, This is deductive method is time saving. Understanding deep and long lasting, develops reasoning. Here, deductive method may become mechanical, less conceptual. Best suited for inductive method is best suited for science, discovery activities, concept building, etc. Deductive method is suited for mathematics, grammar, logic, where rules are well established. Examples I already told in science and maths. Next, evaluation system, meaning evaluation is a systematic process of assessing learners' progress in terms of knowledge, skill, attitudes, and values. It goes beyond just testing. It includes measurement, assessment, judgment. Types of evaluation: formative evaluation, done during the teaching learning process. Next, summative evaluation, done at the end of course or term. Next, diagnostic evaluation, conduct before teaching or when student face difficulties. Placement evaluation, done at beginning of the course. Next, methods or tools of evaluation. First one is quantitative, means written exam, objective test, MCQs, marks, grades. These are all quantitative. Second one, qualitative, means assignments, projects, portfolios, observation, peer evaluation, self-assessment. These are all qualitative methods of evaluation. Next, modern approaches. Continuous and comprehensive evaluation, means CCE, focuses on both scholastic, means academic, and co-scholastic skills, values, behavior, etc. Next, outcome-based evaluation. These are all modern approaches. Next, digital or online evaluation. Functions of evaluation: measures progress and achievement, motivates student to learn. Evaluation provides feedback to both teacher and learners, helps in curriculum improvement, identifies strength and weakness of learners. Next, MCQs for practice based on above topics. First question: teaching is mainly a dash activity. Options are mechanical, social, accidental, physical. Teaching is a social activity. Answer is B, social activity. Next, second question: teaching is both an art and a dash. Options are philosophy, science, skill, subject. Comment your answer on the comment box for this question. Next, teaching focuses more on dash, while training focuses on dash. I already discussed this. Teaching focuses on knowledge, training focuses on skill. This is the right answer. Next, Fourth question. Training is usually dash. Long term and broad, short term and specific, informal and general, abstract and theoretical. Answer is short term and specific. This is right answer. Next, fifth one. In which phase of teaching is a lesson plan prepared? In which phase of a teaching is a lesson plan prepared? Option A, pre-active, B, interactive, post-active, diagnostic. Answer is in a pre-active phase. Next, sixth one, evaluation of student takes place in which phase? Evaluation of student takes place in which phase? Options, pre-active, interactive, post-active, continuous. In post-active phase, evaluation takes place. Seventh one, which of the following is not an element of teaching aptitude? Options, classroom management, professional qualities, weather conditions, communication skills. Answer is weather conditions. Next. Eighth question. From simple to complex is known as the principle of dash. Aim, activity, gradation, motivation. Answer is gradation. Ninth one. Teaching should start from known to unknown. Is given by option A, Rossio, Frovel, Pastology, John, David. This answer is Pastology. 10th question. Which of the following is psychological barrier in classroom communication? Psychological barrier. Options, noise, poor sitting arrangement, fear and anxiety, language difference. Answer is fear and anxiety are the psychological barrier for classroom communication. 11th question. Learning by doing. Learning by doing refers to options, lecture method, project method, heuristic method, playway method. Answer is project method. Learning by doing is project method. Next, 12th one. In which method does the teacher state the rule first and then give an example? This is easy question. Your options are inductive, deductive, heuristic, demonstration. Comment your answer in the comment box. 13th question. Inductive method moves from dash to dash. This is easy question. General to specific, specific to general, complex to simple, known to unknown to known. Option is specific to general. Inductive method. First, give an example, then go to general rule. General rule. Next. 14th one. Deductive method is more dash. Options are time consuming, discovery oriented, rule based and time saving, creative. This is easy question. Answer is C. Rule based and time saving. 15th one, evaluation conducted during teaching to improve learning is called. Evaluation conducted during a teaching to improve learning is called. Options: summative evaluation, diagnostic evaluation, formative evaluation, placement evaluation. Answer is formative evaluation. This completes your teaching aptitude. I think this video is useful for your preparation. If you have any other queries, comment on the comment box. Join our Telegram group for more help. Thank you for watching.